Yo, what is good, guys? Daniel Savage here. So, kind of been continuing to other, look at this video that we had previously. Like I said about that, in confluence with the Fibonacci and the break and retest of the support inside the golden zone. I mean, you don't see it often, you don't see it all the time, but when you see it, you see it. And sometimes you'll have, you know, basically times where you'll see it for a whole week straight. That's one trade. This is another trade basically, and as you guys can see, this one ranged forever because the support was very strong, and boom, just kept going. Look at this level of resistance from here to here. Boom, 764 rejection. You guys will notice that. I'm saying? We had like 3 setups and then they just disappear. So very common, guys, very, very common. So kind of what I want to explain to you guys in this video is when it comes to a trending market. So in this situation, we are going to introduce you guys to the infamous trend line. So one thing about the trend line is when you run a trend line, you kind of want to have your magnet set just because you want to have it like kind of really perfect. You're not always going to get a perfect trend line, but you guys will have to kind of play with it. So in this situation, I like to run my trend lines 2 ways. As you guys can see right here, how I ran my trend line was I ran it from the tip of this wick to the tip of this wick, and then I let the candles kind of follow, and you can see there. But there are situations where you can run your trend line from the tip of this wick to the tip, excuse me, of this body. Either way, they're both still very valid. So I kind of want to explain to you guys what we're going to do in order to kind of master this little trend line strategy on just trading it by itself. I don't recommend you guys do that, but hey, you guys are probably going to do it anyways, so I got to be the one to tell you how to do it. Before I even start off, one thing about the trend lines is I like to use my trend lines in confluences with my Fibonacci's and my support and my resistance and whatnot. Like, I need to have, that trend line being used in confluence. I can't just trade off it by myself because I can get really faked out. So kind of when it comes to support and resistance, trend line is kind of the same thing, but we're kind of going through like a little channel. Basically, a channel being, basically this. This is what a channel is. You see how we channel here, and then we start to channel up, and then we channel down, channel up, channel down, channel up, side channel, channel up. So you notice how market tends to do that? This is a 30-minute, by the way. So market tends to do that a lot. So one thing about the trend line is you want to have it, when you map it out, you kind of want to have it into the future, it being like this. So when it comes to trading your trend line, you kind of want to have it in confluence always with your support and your resistance at all times. Don't just trade it by itself. Trend line is basically like a form of support and resistance, but in a channel. You know what I'm saying? Some people can disagree with me, but this is just how it is. This is just literally how it is. So notice how market is trending down, but the second, every single time we touched it, we came back down. Touched it, came back down. Respect it, came back down until we broke out of this channel, and then we started consolidating above. And then guess what? After we broke out of this channel, we started to continue to the upside. And what do we have? We had new higher highs, Fibonacci retracement, and boom, continuation. So when it comes to your trend lines, remember, you got to follow along with your support and your resistance. That is why the support and resistance is first before the trend line video. So let's kind of get back down to this level here where we have this, let's take the magnet off, where we have this really strong level of support, as you guys can see through here. And notice how we break out of this channel and then we get into this little side channel, right here. Kind of like ranging, you know what I'm saying? So we have the down channel, we have the up channel, and then we have the side channel. So notice how we have a little consolidation and ranging in the side little channel right here. And then we have a break. So we have this level of support right here. And the second that we break above, what are we going to do? We're going to find ways to kind of put our support and our resistance right there where we break out. Because one thing that price likes to do when it breaks out of a channel is just create another one. You know what I'm saying? So let me kind of draw this out for you guys so that way you kind of see what I'm talking about. So let's say you have one candle here. You know, you have this. Boom. The chart doing this. And then you have a break. Normally what you're going to get, mostly almost 90% of the time, is a pullback. And then, boom, you're going to create a form of support to support this break for a continuation where we're going to reach levels here, levels here, levels here. So that's why I'm going to actually use it. I'm going to actually kind of use the little arrow better instead. So that way you guys can kind of see them. These arrows are the candles, guys. Bear with me. Oops. And then what do we have here? We have this channel going down like this. Clean little channel. And then we have a break. Normally what price is going to do almost every single time is it's going to come back down here and then shoot up. Make new higher highs, come back down here, and then keep going up. So when it comes to that, we always got to find a little level of support right here, which is previous resistance broken above to create a form of support after breaking down our channel with our trend lines in confluence with our support and resistance to find out whether we're going to go to the upside or go to the downside or just plain old follow the trend. You know what I'm saying? So as you guys can see here, this is a little setup that you will see all the time. And 90% of the time, the second we break it, we come retest and keep going up. You guys will see. This section will be kind of a little difficult, but you guys will understand what I am talking about. So take mad notes. So look at this. We kind of have this little channel being formed and created here. Let's get the trend line out. Trend line and then magnet, top of this wick on a 30-minute chart. We're going to go to, let's say, this top of the wick. So look at this. We have, boom, nice little Fibonacci. Oops, take this out. Little entry right here. Boom, 764 respected, came back down. Let's erase this. Move that here. Gonna do this a little quickly, guys. Boom, again. What do we have here? 618 in confluence with our trend line. And boom, just straight up continuation. Now we have 3 bounces. So one thing I need you guys to write down and keep in mind is on a third bounce of our trend line, that's when you'll see a big move, as you guys can see through here. So we had another little form of retracement right here. And we had, boom, 618 just straight melted. So one thing that we're doing along as we go is we're drawing our levels of support. In this situation, it'd be this one. In this situation, it would be this one. In this situation, it would be this one. In this situation, it would be, well, it's going to keep going down, this one. Because the thing we're going to do is we're going to wait for our support and our resistance to kind of break, retest, respect, or continue. So in this situation, look at this. Look at that. Break, retest, break, retest, break. Now we're coming again towards the channel where the trend line ends. And boom, what do we have right here? we break above, and guess what? Now we have a new higher high. We broke out of this channel. So what are we going to do? We're going to grab our support and our resistance. Sorry. We're going to draw it right there. We have a support here, resistance there. Sorry. Same thing as here. We have support and resistance right up here. And as you guys can see, we broke out and boom, we just kept going up. And then we had our 618 entry right here. And then as you guys see, we continue from here to here after making new highs. We got the pullback. Beautiful. Look at that beautiful little, nice little wick right here in the entry zone for the golden zone. And then we had continuation to the upside. So look at that. We just started breaking above. Breaking above. So let's get another trend line going in here. Then I'm going to answer a question you guys are most likely going to ask me. So, Daniel, where do I draw my trend line? You know what I'm saying? Where do I draw it? So this is where you're going to draw it. You're going to draw it where it makes the most sense. You won't always have a perfect trend line. Not always. But the better it is, the more likely you have a better chance of being in some pretty good trades. So in this situation, that's why I like the magnet. Look at this. I couldn't even get it perfect on there. So in this situation, I got the magnet because it's automatically going to lock on. I'm going to draw right here my trend line exactly on that candle, and I'm going to draw it to where this body is in this situation. I'm going to draw it, and look how it connected to the body here of this other red candle. I'm going to explain to you guys right now. Let me just kind of draw this down. Boom. So what I did was I drew it right here because from the wick on this candle is kind of where the push started to go to the downside. And then I drew it from the end of this body because that's exactly where the push started to go down also. So bear with me, guys. As you guys can see, we're channeling down right now, you know? So when we channel, we have nice little moves. Ooh, let's take this out. We got nice little moves here. Boom. That's where we created our little second touch, and then continuation, take profit 4 was smash. So real quick, guys, let's just draw some levels of support right now. We are drawing only levels of support because we are going in a downtrend. Okie dokie. And we are continuing to make new lower lows. So that's why we're going to keep doing this. Draw them to the future. This is more of a better zone. And then we kind of get through here. So notice how we just broke above the channel. Now guess what? This is a form of resistance. Was once support, but now resistance as we came up. Boom. Came back down. Strong level of support. Break above. Come back down. So now we're on top of the descending trend line on this channel going down. So what we're going to do is we're going to draw a Fibonacci from here to here. You guys know how we do it. And look at that. We have our golden zone here. 764 held up really good. As you guys can see, we did come back to retest the trend line. But as you guys can see, we did have a pretty decent trade. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And as you guys can see, as we decided to start coming back up after respecting this, breaking and retesting support, even though we could come back down, we still have this trend line, but we shot right back up. Overall trend at the end of the day, guys, if you guys are paying attention, you guys would know 100% that this is bullish because we have new higher highs being created. So even though we have new lower lows being created, at the end of the day, we would have to break under here in order to, or under here in order to start being bearish again. So look at that. Take profits, all levels, all zones started to get hit. And then boom, we come right back down. And as you guys can see, we just start to melt. So That's it for this video, guys. I'm going to show you guys a little bit more examples and more videos. Don't worry. I'm going to answer questions as we go because I know a lot of you guys are going to have these questions. You know, it's very, very simple. Before I kind of end this video, I kind of want to go about a few things here really quick when it comes to the trend line. Like I said, guys, you don't want to trade this alone because you never really know. You never, ever really know. Because look at this. I want to kind of like show this as an example right here. This here. Okay, so we broke above, but just like this level of resistance right here, even though we broke above resistance, and we broke above the trend line, if we would have just traded off a trend line, you know, even looking at this resistance, you know, hey, we could have taken a loss. You see that? Price came, boom, retested, created a long. Look at that. This thing only went up 12 pip before melting down. You know what I'm saying? And it melted down. The reason why it melted was because we have our retracement for our Fibonacci long. So like I said, guys, when it comes to trend lines, man, you guys always want to use them in confluence with one or the other or everything, which I like to call, you know, just throwing everything on the pot, basically. So one or the other, either a trend line with support resistance or a trend line with your Fibonacci. And if you guys support resistance in there, man, you know, it's a good win. It's a good win of a trade, man, because it's hard to lose. You know, the only one who's going to make that trade lose is the man upstairs. And trust me, the man upstairs does not want you to lose. So I'll see you guys in the next video.